I'm Sarina Fazan, taking a risk, making a difference, and changing the course of your life. Remarkable stories from people defying the odds. You're listening to On the Record.
Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for On the Record. Okay, people who know me know that I am so in love with love, and I am very excited to introduce this lovely couple, Liz and Mike Montante.
Hi.
Liz, okay, every time I see you, your hair looks absolutely amazing, and you have the most perfect makeup on. Was she always like this?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, you could say that. The hair changes quite often. But yeah.
I did just have the highlights redone, so it is like touched up.
Well, you look.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Okay, so I met you guys. You guys owned Zips Dry Cleaning in Tampa Bay, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to get to that, I should say. But first, I want to talk about your love story. Now, how long have you guys been married? And you have 3 beautiful boys.
Yes, we do. We have been married 17 years, but we've been together a lot longer than that.
How much longer? How much
I
longer?
don't know.
What are we, 20?
We met when we were
25
young.
years,
And we met at a part-time job, and we were really just friends for a long time, just really good friends. So, and then it kind of blossomed into a real relationship, and I basically told him we're getting married, right? Is this happening? And he was like, oh, I guess that's the next thing, right? So
I love it. Okay, we have to I don't want the Reader's Digest version. I want the full novel. All right, so you guys are young, you say. Where are you living at this time?
In Maryland.
Yeah, we're living in Maryland. I am working in a family business.
Was this the McDonald's? Or
yes.
Yeah, okay, so you have a family business.
Yes.
It's a McDonald's. So
Yes.
You're working, and so Liz, that's where you get your part-time job?
No. So Mike gets fired.
So I get fired by my mother.
You do?
She bars me from the restaurant.
Okay, are you going to tell us why? Are you allowed
I don't
to
even
say?
remember why.
Okay.
We were at home.
It wasn't even at the store.
Working. And so I went out and I had to get a part-time job, and I had a number of friends that were working they were working in the delivery portion of Sears in a mall, and so I went over there and got a job with them. And
how old were you now at this approximately? Were you in high school still?
No, I was just out of high school.
Okay, just out of high school. All right. So he gets fired by his own mom.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
And I was in high school and got a part-time job just in the clothing department. It was the mall that was close by, and I just wanted a part-time job. So,
at Sears?
Yes.
My mom would be really, really happy because for whatever reason she loves Sears. She's a psychologist, honestly, and she part-time she decided to work in the tool department at Sears.
Okay.
So I have a fondness for Sears. But anyway.
I don't even know how we would have chosen Sears to get looking back, but anyway.
I had 3 friends working in there, so that's why I went. I had a great time.
I don't know how I ended up there, but
it was a lot of fun.
Anyway, we met there, and we actually met at the training that was there, and I
Did you think he was cute?
I picked him up.
Okay, now you're still in high school then.
I am.
Okay, so
right?
Are you a senior?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was a junior.
A junior. Okay, so do you see him across the room and you think, oh my gosh?
Well, kind of, yeah. We're in this training, and so they had told us in the beginning that we would be given an hour for lunch, that you could go out and whatever. And at this time, I don't go out to lunch by myself. I don't even know what that looks like. And I see him sitting across the table, and I was like, oh, hey.
Hey.
I was like, what are you doing for lunch? So that's, anyway. And then we talked, and then we met again, weeks later at the store. And then, honestly, just a friendship came from that.
But you had a crush on him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you had a crush on him. At this point, Mike, are you looking at Liz as, hey, she's a cool girl, or do you have a crush on her, or what's the deal?
So it's actually a little more.
What's the deal, Mike?
So there's actually a little more to that story. So, like I said, I had friends that worked there, and my one friend noticed that when she got hired, she was like, "Look, when you go into your first training orientation type thing, there's a girl in there that's really cute. I want you to talk to her, but basically for me, for him."
Oh my God!
And so it's
the guy code.
I didn't do anything. No. So
it all worked out. We are married with 3 children.
No, it's awesome. No, but again, I want the novel. I don't want the Reader's Digest.
So he was at this training specifically to find me, to set me up with his friend.
With the friend.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so, all right, so what happened? You see Liz.
Well, I didn't do anything. I mean, I saw Liz, and we were in the training, and there's about 8 to 10.
I pounced.
There's about 8 to 10 other people, and yeah, she approached me, and she came. I didn't do anything, and that's exactly what I told my friend. I was like, I didn't do anything.
But did you think that she was also really cute? Were you thinking the time, like when your friend is like wanting
Oh,
you?
definitely.
And so were you just like, hey, buddy, sorry. I mean,
No, he was actually really good with it. He was like, he was fine with it. I mean, he's still like one of my best friends today. I mean, we.
Yeah,
that's awesome though. Okay, so all right, so then you guys are friends, but is there any romance at this point, or?
I mean, of course, but not like. I mean, he's still in school. I'm, about to go away to school, so. And then like he starts visiting me at school, and it just
where
went
did you
on.
go to school?
When I went to school, it was called Western Maryland College, but now it is called McDaniel. It's just a small private liberal arts school in Maryland.
And did you go away for school? So were you actually living on campus?
I did live on campus, but I would hardly say going away to school. Like,
it was close.
Yes.
It was close.
But I did live at the school.
You lived at the school. So Mike, at this point, are you are you in college as well?
Yes.
Okay, where do you go to school?
University of Maryland.
Okay, so are you living on campus as well?
Yes.
All right, so how are you guys, like, is it pretty serious? Are you guys like casually dating, or what's the deal?
Definitely, I would not say serious at this point.
Nah, I wouldn't say it was serious till after school.
Yeah, but are we casually dating? Sure. But, it's college.
Yeah, I mean, it's college. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're also like out with our friends and,
Yeah,
and then like hanging out on like nights that he comes to visit and like, so.
I would like get friends together and like we would go up there or like whatever. And it was just, everybody would just hang out and
at this time, I mean, you guys aren't thinking, or are you thinking, boy, this could be the person I spend the rest of my life with?
I don't think that ever crossed Mike's mind.
it didn't cross my mind till the ultimatum.
Right.
We gotta get to that.
I knew that this was the guy that I wanted to be with.
No, wait. Okay, so when did you know? From that moment at Sears when you saw him across the room?
I mean, I'm not like that. I don't know about love at first sight kind of thing, but I like once we got to be friends and knowing or whatever, and you see, you picture what your life looks like over your lifetime and family and what that looks like. I always pictured him next to me.
That's so
yeah.
sweet. So it wasn't like, as you mentioned, love at first sight. It was but was there a time where, was it college that you started to feel this, or when do you think you started to feel this?
Yes, so as a matter of fact, and this poor guy, hopefully he never hears this podcast, there was a guy that I was casually dating at the time, and he had mentioned something about visiting him where he lived, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, I have full intention of marrying this other guy, so like, I was like, I don't know when that is, but like, I don't know how serious this is gonna go. So, but like, if you want to go out to dinner tonight, I'm totally fine with that.
But listen,
I don't have a car on campus, but you do. So,
doesn't that make you feel great knowing this now, though? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, I mean, this honestly sounds like one of those movies that you sit there and, like you watch with your girlfriends or now your kids. I mean, you have boys. It's a difference, I think, with girls and boys and wanting to watch those girly movies. But this totally sounds like a girly movie. The girly movies that we love.
Yeah.
Yes, the chick flicks. All right, so this is continuing. You guys are like going back and forth over college, and then you graduate.
yeah. And then, Mike is now fully invested into McDonald's, into the family business. I am now working with an event company, doing event planning. So we kind of have our both, careers going, and we are, at this point, we're really good friends. Now we have mutual friends. This is what we do. We all hang out together on the weekends, and then it just, it grew into like a legit relationship where we're now like dating and like it's for real, and like there's no, where it's a real relationship. And I think it gets to the point where like we had been dating now, like we're still dating, and like I've known you forever, and I was like, so like, are we getting married?
So, buddy.
And basically, I was like, so, like,
Now, at what point is this? And I know it's probably driving you crazy that I'm asking, like, what? So how many years after? And Mike, are you in love with her at this point?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like you, like
Absolutely.
But so talk to me about, like, you were hilarious when you said, I don't think this has ever crossed his mind. But what are your thoughts right now as a guy going through this? Like, yeah, she's my girlfriend. I'm really proud of her. Or what are you?
It's I don't know. I guess it's kind of cliche, but it's like this is good. Like, this is really good, and like we're both enjoying ourselves, and it's we love spending time together, and that's kind of it. Like, that's all that kind of, I mean, it's really, I guess that's really how I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, that's definitely.
we got along really well. Like, we had friends we had one couple that was married already, but like the rest of my friends weren't necessarily getting married yet. And we were just all kind of hanging out and having fun, and
it just kind of evolved.
Yeah.
But you're thinking, so now, how many years after college are you thinking, okay, we've been dating and dating and dating. Come on, dude. What would you say?
I don't know. So
4.
4 years. 4 years after college.
Was it that long?
before we got engaged.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were engaged for a year, but
Could be.
And a
so
year,
we had
a year is a
couple
good engagement, I think, because
Yeah.
that gives you, because you've been dying to get married to the guy.
Yeah.
So,
we
that's
had a
right,
couple
right.
that was married.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had another couple that got married, and then also got pregnant and had children. And so like now I see like our friends like evolving into these families, and we're like still at bars and like hanging out and like still like dating, but like not in a like like it's not like
where's
I'm
the
ready
ring?
to go to the right. Like I'm ready for the ring, like right. So
are you living together at this point?
no,
Okay, so you're not living together.
Well,
Okay,
we're not living together.
Yeah,
So
not officially.
Not
but-
officially,
Yeah.
but you guys are each, so
Yes.
you're not living
Right.
together.
No.
But okay.
His mother would have died if
But yes,
she
we
found
are.
out we were like living together. So no, Mike had an apartment that I don't even remember if he knows how to get there at this point.
That's hilarious. So how old are you? Probably about 26, 27 at the time?
No, I was 24.
Okay, 24. So you're a baby. I mean, oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
congratulations to you too. You must have graduated from college young, right? Like if you're...
Well, I went through my sophomore year of college and then ended up transferring back home. So, and then he graduated 96, right? So, yeah, anyway.
So you're about 24. He's like a year older, 25, right? Something like that. We're in the 20s now.
Yes.
So okay. So tell us about the ultimatum. What happens? And was there was it the friend that got pregnant and had the baby, or
no,
what
I
was
don't know what it was. I think it was just like
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like a huge ultimatum, like where we sit down and it's like, if we're not engaged, like this is over.
you've got
with.
6 months. No,
it wasn't like that at all, but it was kinda-
I was very clear on.
We had
this is our
actually-
next step. This is happening.
Like, dude,
Right.
like,
Yes.
you've got to go ring
We
shopping.
Right.
had actually split for a month, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
For about 6 weeks, we had actually split, and it was my doing. It was my fault.
When you say it was your doing, was it your doing because you knew she wanted to get married?
No,
or
no. This is
was it-
before this.
Okay.
So we actually split for like 6 weeks or so, and then I called you, and we went out and talked again and got back together, and it was at that point that I kind of realized, like, if you call her back now and like whatever, like we go, this goes any
Right,
further.
right.
If this goes any,
what's
this is
happening.
it. So that is kind of when it started entering my mind. I don't know how long it was between that and between when we did get engaged later.
don't know.
I don't remember. But that's why, like, the ultimatum wasn't like a firm, like,
Right.
It was just kind of like, where is this going? What are we doing? Whatever.
The rest was the engagement.
Which is so fair. Oh, I can't wait to hear about the engagement. Okay, so
So-
when you guys had the conversation though, are you at this point starting to shop for rings or thinking like what
Yeah.
kind
How
of
long
ring?
did you have a ring?
When we get back together?
Yeah.
No, I'm not shopping yet. And that's why I don't remember what the time frame
Yeah,
is
I
in
don't
between.
either.
But I knew at that point that, and I think where did we meet at? Nottingham's,
I don't
which
remember.
was a bar. It was a bar, restaurant, place, whatever. But I'm pretty sure we met at like Nottingham's, and And I knew then, like, that was it. Like if we walk out of here and we're like back together again, like that's it. Like,
Yeah, you're back together.
That's it. Yeah. And I know that for me, like, if I don't want to spend the rest of my life with you, then I can't leave here with you. like it's got to be like that was the point.
Well, good. You made the right decision.
Yes, clearly.
Every day I know I did.
Oh.
And so, yeah, so I looked for a ring. It actually turned out that I had I had a friend at the time that was working in a jewelry store. And I went and saw her, and we picked the ring out. I would say I had the ring probably.
Not we. I didn't.
Yeah. His friend that's a girl, right?
Yes.
It sounds like you have some amazing friends,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, we do.
It does, yeah. It sounds like you guys have a great friend group.
I had the ring. I think I had the ring for a little over a month before the proposal.
So
That's about
I
right.
am working for this event company, so I'm traveling all the time, usually like sometimes 3 weeks out of the month. And he usually picks me up from the airport, and this is like pre 9/11, so you could like go, you know,
To the gate,
right, whatever.
yeah.
So
I miss those days,
yeah.
don't you?
So he picks me up, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "Have you been drinking?" And he's like, "No." And I was like you reek of booze, and like you like clearly like, "Have you been drinking?" And he's like, "No." Like, where? What? So we get in the car, and I don't like think anything of it or whatever, and we just let it go. Well, that was the night that he had gone to ask my father for permission.
You are kidding.
Father ends up making like martinis and like whatever. And Mike's like, I gotta go pick her up at the airport.
Yeah.
So, and this is like pre-Uber, so it's not like he could have called and been like,
Right.
baby, I'm kind of stuck, and like, you know, so.
So how did the conversation with her dad go? I mean, he said yes, clearly. But
Yeah, he said yes. I mean, he was he started crying.
Oh.
My dad
He was a
my
very
dad was a
very sensitive, emotional
man.
person. And so, but yeah, he was. I mean, but at this point, I mean, we had known each other for
Yes,
a
for so
while
long.
now,
Everybody was
and
expecting
everyone.
it.
I don't think
Yeah.
it was a big surprise to anybody. And so, yeah, I mean, it was actually very easy.
And you were already part of the family. You guys say was, so did you lose your father?
I did.
We're so sorry.
November will be 7 years, actually.
Oh, we're so sorry. He'd be so happy though.
Yes, he would be
He's
very excited to
happy.
see this.
Yeah, he would love this.
So he picks you up from the airport. Turns out he'd been having a few martinis with your dad.
Right.
So did the
Celebrate.
proposal come that night?
No,
And
it came a while later.
Okay, were you surprised? Okay, how did Mike propose? Either of you can answer, you know, do you want to tell the story? Do you want to tell the story? And were you surprised?
I was very surprised. So I got home from work, went up to the apartment, and there was a note on the door. I don't remember what the note said, but it was something, and it was something creative. And I opened the door, and there was like flowers all the way to the bedroom, and like on the floor, whenever I had to follow it through. And like as soon as you open the door, you know something is happening, you know.
That's
and I'm like,
so
what is going on?
sweet.
So I put my stuff down, walked to the bedroom, and he was down on one knee and asked me to marry him. And then he had also already packed a bag and everything for us to go. So in Maryland, there's this little town over towards the Eastern Shore called St. Michael's. So he had already made plans, and we ended up spending the night out there to celebrate.
That is so romantic. Okay, what did you think of the ring? The ring that he picked out?
It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was exactly what I would have wanted.
Did you start like crying and bawling your eyes out?
Yeah, I think so. And then, yes, because I was excited, and he was like, well, but you haven't said yes.
That's
and
true.
I was like,
She
yes,
said
I say yes.
That is true. I do remember that. She did not say yes.
Because I think I
It
was
was
just
like
so caught up
at
and
least a good
surprised
minute,
and like,
and it felt like hours. And she did not say yes. Like I was like, you do have to say yes. Like you have to say something. And so like that happened. But yeah, then we went away. We went away for the weekend. That
so
was great.
awesome.
And
Now, did you plan that, or did friends say, "Hey, it'd be great, you know, for you guys"? That was all you.
that was all me.
no,
They didn't
Mike
know.
is actually very romantic.
Wow, that is very romantic.
Nobody-
He is very romantic.
Nobody else knew. So, like, your father knew I was going to.
But he didn't know that it was
And
that
my
way.
parents knew I was going to, but nobody knew when it was. So, like, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't want to take any chance of anything. And so, yeah, like that, I think it was a Friday too, wasn't it? It was a Friday night. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so, yeah, that was, I guess it was all me. I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, honestly, that is so sweet. So then you wait a year to get married. So you have a wonderful engagement because it's great to be engaged.
Yeah.
Right?
We had, planned the wedding. You know, it was fun. Went dress shopping. All the stuff you do, and it was great.
It was exactly a year.
And I actually, because I'm in event planning, I loved planning my own wedding. So it was, it was great.
Yes. Okay. So when is your anniversary?
June 6th.
June 6th. Okay, this year you celebrated 17 years,
Yes.
right? Okay, 17 years of being married. Then how far down the line did you guys have your first child?
2 years later.
August of 2005.
Yeah, 2 years later.
Do you feel like at that point you were ready to be parents? Like, you had fun when you were younger, or was this like a conscious decision? Not to I'm getting really personal. I can't help it. So
I love it. I thought we were totally ready, and then we had the baby, and we were like, wait, what happened to Saturday night? Like, what do you mean? And you can't just go to the gas station and run inside and get chips and a soda. Now you have this car seat and a baby, and I will never forget. I love you. We were sitting.
I love how she catches. I love you.
We went to dinner, and our first son was born, and we have him in the car seat up on the table, and we're both having drinks, like a little appetizer, and he looks at me, he's like, "Baby, you told me having kids was gonna be better. This is not better. This is not better."
No, it wasn't.
I was like, it'll get better. I just know it. So, and it has. Now we have 3 now.
And was the third, okay, again, getting very personal. You have 3 amazing boys, but did you have the third in hopes of a girl, or did you guys always want 3 kids, or?
So I think we always wanted 3 kids. We just never could we had the 2 back to back.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a little under 2 years apart. And then, just like any other woman, you get all this back together, and I'm not ready to get pregnant again. Right. So, and he's like, well, we needed, because at first I was like, all right, let's go, number 3. And he's like, whoa,
sister.
This is crazy as it is.
Listen, and I just got my wife back,
right.
so.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we went over quite a few years of we just couldn't get on the same page of what we wanted, and then for a while I was like, I think we're done, and then I was like, maybe not, and then my best friend had just had a little boy, and both of us are like, oh, we need one of these, and then
and you were saying no, though.
Yeah.
I was like, we need to have another one. We need to have another one.
I had made arrangements that we were getting pregnant. So it was.
So I got surprised it was New Year's Day, right?
So it was. I totally knew I was pregnant, but you're not really pregnant until the stick says you are.
Right. Exactly. Right.
So it was New Year's Eve, and I was like, I'm not pregnant yet. I just know I'm not. Right. So we did have champagne and everything else, and then the next morning I took the test and never knew I was pregnant. So we were sitting on the couch New Year's Day evening, and the other ones are, we put them to bed, and we were just sitting there, and this is our 10-year anniversary coming up this June.
Yeah,
and this is January 1st,
okay.
And we have now decided that we have planned this whole trip to Napa. We're gonna do the coast, do wine tasting and all this, and I was like, but wait, I have a surprise present for you. A New Year's Day surprise present. He was like, what is it? So I gave him a box of toothpaste, and it had the stick inside.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, needless to say, we did not make it to Napa that year. But,
no, we didn't.
But, we did end up with Luca. So.
That is adorable. Now, were you surprised then when you got the toothpaste with the...
Yeah, I had no idea. So at this point, the 2 boys are 7 and 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're 7 and 5, and we had been going back and forth for like 4 years now on whether we should have another kid or not. And it was like when I wanted to have another kid, Liz didn't, and when Liz wanted to have another kid, I didn't. And so I had absolutely no idea. And I think one of the first things out of my mouth was like, well, one, she knew that I was in that phase where I did want one. So she knew that she was kind of safe with it. But I was like, like this, like surprises like this ends marriages. So like this is crazy. She knew, but I was like, wow. Like, I think that was my first reaction. Like, oh my God, like that's not a good, like you planned that without me.
Well, because the other two were very planned, and then Luca was planned also, just only on my side.
Well, you two are clearly a great team, and I cannot wait to share your story about Zips and how you came to Tampa and started this dry cleaner and this the first Zips in Florida. It's my dry cleaner, and I so appreciate you guys. Again, clearly you're a wonderful husband and wife team, but with every marriage there are, that there's battles, or there can be, right?
Sure.
So what advice would you have to people out there looking for love and, or maintaining their relationship?
So in like working, like professionally, or in personal, like in your marriage?
Like give us both, Liz. Give us both. Like what advice, like say, for a young girl out there, who wants to be with her guy, and what advice would you have for them?
I mean, I'm not any expert by any means.
I am deeming you a love expert right now.
I would say marry if you are able to marry your best friend, that's your best choice. I mean, we spend so many nights together, and we are able to just sit outside on the patio with a glass of wine and have conversation all night. We listen to music, we go see, we legitimately just hang out as good friends. So, and that I think is really important.
You guys really like each other.
Yes, I really like him.
Absolutely.
He's okay.
So how about you, Mike? How about you?
So yeah, we love spending time together. I agree with the best friend, definitely. I think that it is super important going in and everything that you're just honest about it. Like, be who you are. Be honest the entire time. And be honest with yourself, be honest with them, and I see, oftentimes we see a lot of people, we know a lot of friends and stuff that weren't really like that, and thinking that things, we'll get married and this will change, or we'll get married and that'll change.
Yeah. And always keep the communication flowing. Yeah.
Right.
we talk a lot. Like if he's really like annoying the hell out of me about something, like I'm open with him and saying like,
you're annoying me, babe.
Right.
Yeah,
like this, or vice versa, He's always like, why are all of a sudden you're doing this? Or, something like that. So as long as you're just open,
you can work it out.
Yeah.
So communication, you would say, is key.
Yeah. Honesty, communication, and
communication is
friendship.
huge. And the friendship, the friendship is big. And especially when we moved here, we picked up and moved out of Maryland. I had been there since high school. She had grown up there. We knew on any given night, we knew at least 10, 15, 20 people that if we wanted to go and do something, or you wanted to do this, or you wanted, we could just pick up the phone and hang out with somebody else and do other things and whatever. We moved here and that all went away. So now, we spend
even more time together.
Yeah.
Especially with COVID.
We do everything together. So, it's for the most part, we do everything together. So that's why it's important.
Well, Mike and Liz Montante, I want to invite you guys back on another podcast, because I want to talk about, we have your love story now, but I want to invite you guys back to talk about your journey, moving from a state that you lived. I know you're from New York, but were you born
Yes.
in Maryland? And then, taking that courageous leap and moving here. So we'll have to do that in part 2. But tell us where people can find Zips, and the address, the website, and you guys have pretty, the prices are fantastic. So I want to give the dry cleaner a plug. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so we're located in South Tampa. We're at 2206 south of Mabry Highway. We are right next to the baseball and softball fields at Plant High School, same side of the road. We offer a one price, low price dry cleaning service, laundry service. It's $2.49 per garment. Our laundry service is $1.49 a pound.
$1.49 a pound.
We wash it, fold it, give it back to you nice and neat.
Correct. We're in a clean, modern building, which
our store, our store looks really good. Mm-hmm. Like when you go to like a dry cleaner, I mean, even before we got into dry cleaner, you just picture of what, it's just a dry cleaner. Like, I think not because it's ours, but I think just the whole model of Zips is really,
Yeah.
And it's cool, and it's branded, it's black and yellow, and it's,
it's also because it's yours. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
it's because it's the Montantes. Of course. So guys, don't you totally, when you always support people that you like, and I went beyond the like, and I said, I love you too. So thank you so much for being on the record. I can't wait to share your story. You're going to learn more about Zips in a video story very soon on SarinaFazan.media. Of course, you can follow me on all my platforms, Sarina Fazan News. And thank you for watching and supporting us. Always love in America, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.